Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Conversations with the Soul. I'm Rita Hickman, and I'm a body-mind expert and shiatsu massage therapist in Northern Illinois, and I'm so glad to be here today. Sorry I'm a few minutes late because of technical difficulties. As you can see, it's a beautiful snowy day outside, which is awesome. Good morning, Margie. Nice to see you, which is awesome. And we're really ramping up towards the holidays. And so this whole week we've been talking about how to gracefully survive winter because winter's a time in many cultures where you're supposed to go within. You're supposed to self-reflect and look at things and give it a new perspective and get ready for the dreams and the goals and the next chapter of the next year. The problem with it is, good morning, Darlene, is in our culture, in our society, that's not really supported. We tend to go into this dark night of the soul, when winter comes because we're not getting everything that we need. We're cold, we're not getting the vitamin D, we're not getting the movement, the socialization, and the caring, and the things that we need to survive and really make this a positive, powerful time to really set up for when spring comes. We're not encouraged to do that. Instead, we fall into deciding that it's, good morning, Amy, deciding that it's depression or anxiety or anger or health issues, things along those lines. So winter's become more of a time, good morning, Shada. Winter's become more of a time to use it to kind of evolve and become the person that you want to be. So, okay, we've been talking all week. Good morning, Michelle. We've been talking all week about the things that you can do to turn this time into a transformative time, into a time where you can go from being small to being a part of the universe, to being a big part of the world and really grow into the mystical, magical, amazing human being that you are. So we talked about some of the basics during the week, which was start, getting what you need to survive the winter, so that you don't fall off your cliff, and putting those in place and starting to look at how you can make sure you do those things and reframe them in your head. So today we're going to talk about now what do you do when you meditate and take this time and self-reflect throughout the winter. Good morning, Christine. So we're going to talk about what do you do with this time? And I'm going to use a story about someone going down memory lane because the holidays are a perfect time. You're going to be triggered by all sorts of people. You're going to be triggered by your family and the holidays and everybody's good cheer and all the things that you have to get done. And most of us think those triggers are bad and we need to push them down and suppress them and ignore them and run away from them as fast as possible. But in reality, this is the most perfect time for you to clean up a lot of the stuff that's getting in your way of your life. So I've talked about how making it a regular occurrence, a ritual, a part of your day, to give yourself 10, 15 minutes every day or every few days to just be really present, to without any judgmentalism, to let yourself think all the things that you haven't been thinking and be angry and frustrated and hurt and aggravated and all the things that you've been pushing down, to give yourself time to honor those. Because if you don't honor them, they turn into heart problems and knee problems and hip problems. So, okay, great. You're taking this time, you're saying, all right, I'm going to take this time, 10, 15 minutes, and I'm ready. Good morning, Barbara. And I'm ready to pull myself out of it. I've got my music and my water, and so I don't go too far. But what do you do with this time? So I worked with somebody the other day, and she was going back for Christmas and for the holidays, and she decided to turn it into a trip down memory lane for her. Now, she had a very, very difficult childhood. It was filled with abuse, and it was filled with, good morning, Gretchen, and it was filled with betrayals and, family betraying you, and not just once, but betraying you multiple times, and, a lot of heartache. And she's wanted to repair these relationships with her family. So she keeps showing up, but she's so angry and she's so hurt by the fact that, they're still where they've always been, not acknowledging what's gone on in the past. And so what she's done this time is decided to revisit these things. Now, if you want to revisit your memories, it's best to do it in 3D. Good morning, Manjit. It's best to trigger yourself with something like food or scent or going to the same location you've been before to make it as real as possible. If you can't do that, then you do it in that 10-15 minutes that you give yourself every day when you get triggered to revisit it. And what you want to do is a couple steps. Step number 1 is you want to feel it without judgment. Because when something happened to you, when a parent betrayed you, when a family member hurt you, when everybody ignored what you needed to get done, when you had to be the strong, capable, competent one that did it for everybody else, and they weren't there, if you didn't let yourself feel it at the time, and you probably didn't because you were a kid, you need to eventually feel it. Because emotions are chemicals that get stuck in your body. And until you pee them out or sweat them out or cry them out or move them out in some way, then they're going to affect you. They're going to affect your health, your physical health, and your mental health, and your emotional health, and all of your relationships. So instead, until you give yourself time to actually feel all the things that you push down, then they're going to turn into something difficult, like a blow up at Christmas or an ER visit, on Christmas Eve, or, stomach issues where you can't even enjoy the holidays because you're so sick, or it turns into the flu, or something along those lines. Stored emotion chemicals, good morning, Lindsay. Stored emotion chemicals stress out your body. And because your body's stressed, it can't handle all the extra stress of the holidays and winter. It just can't. And so pushes it over the edge. So if you want to make sure that your holidays go smoothly, taking these 10 minutes and feeling things from your past or from the other day is one of the best ways to do it. And then I set a timer, 10-15 minutes. When the timer goes off, then I pull myself out. I go take a shower. I go get a drink of water, whatever it may be. I'm doing really well today, Lindsay. Thanks. I have a great day ahead of me, so I'm getting my live stream done so I can go enjoy the rest of the day. Not that I'm not enjoying now, because I certainly am. So by taking this time to feel things, to go into the part of your body, into your stomach or your head or your shoulders or your back, to visit those, when you focus on something, it tells the blood vessels to open up and to widen. And when you focus on something, it sends blood and nervous system signals and lymph there. So when you, in your 10 to 15 minutes, focus on where you hurt. When you trigger, focus on where you hurt. If your heart hurts, if your stomach hurts, if your head hurts, just stop for a few moments and let yourself be present to how you feel. Because when you do that, it actually flushes the chemical out of you. If the emotions keep building up, if those emotion chemicals build up in your body, then you don't have any resilience. You don't have the ability to stay healthy in all the areas that you're trying to power through. So when you focus on it, and this is energy work, this is traditional energy work. I will send some snow to Edinburgh, Lindsay, thanks. When you focus on a part of your body that feels stressed or hurt or angry, good morning, Joy, being present to it, parenting it like maybe your parents didn't when they needed to. Maybe you couldn't when you were in a state of crisis, when you were in the middle of the fight, or just trying to hold it all together, just trying to survive. Doing it now will flush these chemicals out and make the rest of the holiday season easier. So believe it or not, when you take that time and feel the hurt, whether it's in your shoulder or your hips or your head or your heart, when you feel it, it moves you forward. So this woman I was working with, she says, but I'm so angry. And I said, every time you visit memory lane, and you take that time to re-feel what's going on, without judgment, without pain, it dials down your stress just a little bit more. It makes life just a little bit easier. So actually visiting the pain, revisiting the struggles that you went through, like the holidays do for us. It's perfect. The timing is perfect because you're going to be triggered by every single thing that's coming down the pike. Whenever you do, either right that moment, go to the bathroom, take 10, 15 minutes, and flush those chemicals out of your system. Or the next day, good morning, Kelly, the next day or the morning or that night, take the time to do it. Go back to that pain, go back to what hurt. Good morning, Kristen. Focus on that area because that will increase the blood and that will help flush things out of there. That's self-energy work. That's healing yourself. Good morning, Janine. So now what do? Because you're still angry. You're still frustrated. You're still hurt. You're still aggravated. So you flush it through, and maybe you need to take many, many times to do that. Maybe it will take you 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. But every time you're present to it, it flushes it out of your system a little bit more. And it lets you, it dials down the stress on your body and your psyche and those parts of your body more. It actually brings down the inflammation because you're getting the toxins, those stored up emotion chemicals out of your body. Now, sometimes when people do that, they have tastes in their mouth, or they get cold, or they get hot, or they feel things in other parts of their body that they didn't expect. They focus on their heart, but they feel something in their foot, or they feel something in their knee. It's all good because, as you know, everything's kind of connected. So if you're trying to fix your knee, good morning, Pam, go to the part of you that hurts the most, and it will start to heal your knee as well because the system is intertwined. When you heal one part of you, you're healing all the parts of you. You're getting your whole system back into balance. So be mad or hurt or frustrated or aggravated for as long as you need to be. You don't have to do it all in one day. You can, as I said, set a timer and do it over multiple days or do it over a month until you have flushed enough of it out that you're in balance. While you're doing this, you'll start to have new thoughts. I'm doing a coaching program right now, and one of her focuses is called Iterate Your Way to Awesome. And what it means is when you take one step, it naturally leads to the next step. So as you start feeling these things, as you start flushing the, good morning, David, as you start flushing these memories and bad thoughts and bad reactions and triggers out of your system, you're going to start having new thoughts. And one of them might be of, I'd really like to stop obsessing about this. The way we stop obsessing about something is to change our perspective and change our point of view. Because when we look at things from a different point of view, then it gives us permission to put it down and move on. And believe me, at night, I just came across this great research. At night, your brain shrinks 40%, and they've got these little guys that come in, and they clean up all the neural connections that you don't need anymore. So when you start focusing on a different perspective, rather than on the hurt that you feel, then these guys start getting rid of those neural connections. They start getting rid of the things that you don't need. And now your old memories, good morning, Stevie, your old memories and obsessions and paranoia and hurt and pain starts to become new memories because now you're seeing it through a different point of view. Now, it doesn't matter what story you come up with. It could be that, good morning, Erica and Robin. It could be that you're the child of aliens. It could be that everything is perfect. It could be that everybody's doing the best that they know how. Whatever story gives you permission to start putting down this anger and start putting down the pain and seeing things from a different point of view. You get to choose the story of your life. And you can either choose the story that says, I was really messed up and I was broken and I was ignored and they were wrong. Or you can change it to a different story that says, you know what, everybody's doing the best that they know how. This is the life experience that we're trying to work through. They've got lessons, I've got lessons. Everybody's just trying to chug along. And there were a lot of positive things in this whole thing as well. Good morning, Tricia. There are stories about Holocaust survivors, you know, the worst thing you can think about. And they said it's not as bad as you always think it is. And that's true for anybody going through trauma. You know, when you look at a situation and you look at somebody, we're projecting onto them what something is like. And we're focusing on the negative aspects of it. But if you're able to remember any positive things, any positive point of view, any positive memory, that neural connection will get stronger. And the negative neural connection, the one that says you're no good, you're not loved, they're crazy, you're broken, that starts to fade away and get cleaned up. Good morning, Yulia. So it's not as simple as getting rid of the negative and focusing on the positive. It's about allowing yourself to feel what you didn't feel before and flushing it out, and then starting to change your perspective to one that's healthier, one that makes you feel happier and better, focusing on the joys instead of the sorrows. It doesn't mean you forget things permanently. All it means is that you are happier with yourself, and you can look at your past without falling into that death spiral, and you can look at it with nostalgia, and you can start to heal and forgive those relationships, and you can start to move forward in a really positive way. So Christmas and the holidays and winter is the perfect time to start doing that, because you're going to be triggered by everything all over the place and usually blindsided. So 2 steps. 1, when you get triggered, either right then or later on, take the time to feel what's going on, and feel it until you're done with it, until you're sick of it. You know, give yourself that time period and then go take a shower, but do it again the next day and the next day and the next day until you're done. And then start to focus on a different perspective, on the points of view that make you feel happy and make you feel good, that make you, that start to change your vision or your image of what happened into something that you can live with, something that you can make peace with, instead of it being so dramatic. So when you dial down the pain, you're able to look at things in a more rational, loving, caring, and open-minded way. And when you do that, that's when you heal. That's when your body heals, that's when your relationships heal, and that's when you heal your life. So there you go. That's my tip for the day. I'll see you again on Monday at 8:15. If you love this stuff, go to inspiremassage.com, sign up for our emails, and I'll make sure that you get these. Good morning, Julie. And I'll make sure that you get these videos so that you stay up, because we all need to help each other get through the winter time and really come out on the other side awesome. So I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'm looking forward to the rest of mine. And I'll see you Monday. Bye.